Greetings, YouTube. This has got to be, in the history of forum posts discussed on this channel, one of the most volatile, almost unbelievable posts we've seen. It's unbelievable because, well, I feel like sometimes a post starts and then the topic gets so off topic and even, well, of course, hostile, that it's almost a video in itself to talk about that conversation as it is the actual original post. Midnight Fox says, most ridiculous compensation package in the history of the contest. We've kept season down, and here, run something for your compensation. Try again. And yes, we know 300,000 loyalty and the 5 level 2 revives were the main feature of that compensation package. Now, as somebody that didn't do Alliance War, I looked at this and thought, cool. I now have over 1 million loyalty, and I can buy half a tier 3 alpha and half a tier 6 basic when I'm close to forming one. Maybe that'll be how I take my next champion up to at least rank 4, which, shout out to the Godfather, I agreed verbally and have not forgotten it, because in this world you are only as good as your word. My next rank 4, before my next rank 5, will be Kamala Khan. We're not going to talk about Kamala Khan in this video. We're going to talk about the responses. And you can see they start on August 7th. And then they had that post. And so we're going to start on August 11th because that's really where this compensation, of course, hit. Absolute bull. At least give us the rewards based on our Alliance's last war season standings. Absolute slap in the face. We've been missing out on critical resources and what was given in compensation, which is worthless. Embarrassing. Saying the same thing. I have 0 plans to do Gauntlet. I already have 2 freaking keys. This is the worst compensation I have ever gotten, and I've played this game since the beginning. Kennard Boy 36 says, terrible, but kind of cool about the keys. Yeah, giving keys to those who can't use them. They just want us to use our revives before the Legends event. That is another reason why I made a video talking about why it's good to hoard those revives until you absolutely need them, assuming that they would go into your overflow like they would me. You get 30 days to claim that compensation if you haven't already. Might sound stupid, but can you only use the keys if you complete the entire gauntlet? I have 5 now, just sitting around. And I imagine they're totally useless to me. I honestly don't care that much, but kind of weird. Giving us gauntlet keys for Alliance War issues. Wonder what the thought process on that was. DRTO says, Day 1 player here, too ridiculous. What are these keys used again? I have 5 of them now. I don't know. Well, you can see it does unlock the treasure path in the Grandmaster's Gauntlet. That's what they do. Doesn't feel like compensation if we have to earn it. Sucks. Y'all ignoring the free revives and loyalty. So here's kind of a difference of perspective. Keys would have been nice a couple weeks ago when there was no content to do, but it is what it is. First time that I see the compensation is about waste resources and fight a lot to get them. What, you think you touched rock bottom, or when you think you touch rock bottom, Kabam's here to remind you everything is possible with a clown emoji. From Lunata? Lunati? Lunati XX? You know I butchered that twice. Gauntlet keys as compensation. Kabam are so lazy we have to grind and use resources to receive war compensation. Has to be the worst compensation going. Most hilarious compensation ever. I think this is the first time since 12.0 I've seen the community so outraged. We know what needs to be done. Okay, so that's an interesting premise. Most outraged since patch 12.0. Might make a good headline as long as you put a question mark behind it and don't make it a statement. I don't know. So this is how out of touch I am. I don't do war. So when I got it, I was just appreciative I got something. But when I take a step back and I put myself in the shoes of these players who have missed out on their normal war rewards as there have been delays to the whole system, yeah, it's different for you than it is to me. And I would be doing you all an injustice as a voice on this channel to try to compare my needs to yours. Clearly, you have a much more important and understandable shake and stake to this process than I do. Kabam Mike, please check people's response on this. So, we're going to see if Kabam Mike responded. So, let's keep scrolling down and... Oh my gosh, there's 11 pages on this? Alright, we're definitely not going to read all of them. Wow. I don't know if I have seen an 11-page forum post this fast, given all these August stuff. I mean, there is so much rage in these. And then it says, welcome back to the contest from June 14th. We covered that right before July 4th weekend sales. They literally gave better rewards to people who got banned and came back to the game during the ban wave. Kabam is a joke. Look at, oh, there's Patrick Starr. Wow. It is so much fury. So much fury. Kabam Mike. Hey, I know there are people that are rightfully upset, but I'm going to try and explain the thought process here. You might disagree with it, but this is the situation. The goal with this compensation was for the keys to come out much earlier, giving players something to do while Alliance War was down. I'm not sure why it's only going out now, but here we are. Loyalty was the central part of this compensation, making up for most of a lot of what was lost in the unplanned downtime. Not the entire downtime, since we purposely moved those rewards into Battlegrounds and told everybody about it in advance. I know that when we say compensation, people set their own standards in their heads and often look at older compensations that we've done as a benchmark when every situation needs to be treated differently. If there is constructive, in all caps, feedback on what you think you should have been included, please let us know and then we can discuss with the game team about it. No guarantees anything comes of it. We'll have those discussions. If you're not going to be constructive, though, we're going to ignore you. Shots fired. Wow, look at all of these different images and memes. Again, I could spend half an hour at least reading all these comments. Hey, we got a thanks for the compensation. It's not a joke. So at least there's that. I don't know what to tell you all. I know that Kabam Mike feels like people are being a little harsh. And there are so many comments that reflect the rage. I mean, I just don't know what else to say. Darkest Destroyer says the Gauntlet takes hardly and revives and is quite straightforward. People saying it's 2 years outdated, etc. Well, you've got a much better roster than 2 years ago. I'm happy I can run it again twice. It doesn't take long. Hercules smashes 95% of it, even a 5-star with boosts on. I can't see anything wrong with this compensation, especially when you look at what we had for the rewards and milestones last Battleground season. Be grateful. Compensation wasn't even needed. That word gets thrown around far too easy these days, Darkest Destroyer says. Now that is definitely an argument. It's not an argument that people are going to like. Here we go. Even with Hercules, it's still not an easy piece of content. The Korg is still one of the least favorite fights in permanent content, and so while it's not overly difficult, you can't breeze through, especially with the 5-star like you were suggesting. So yes, just argument after argument after argument. Here's an argument. Kabam Mike, wouldn't some units, revives, health pots, and maybe one key make more sense? That way it just leaves people better off to do than just the gauntlet. That does make sense, yeah. Look, I would still wait to claim it if the revives were to go in the overflow, because yes, the Legends celebration is going to have some new special content to it, we've been told. This is real anger. All these comments are very real. I don't do Alliance War. I appreciate compensation given that I honestly didn't deserve it. But if you think it's a joke, I get that too. I have learned over the years that when you are nasty to people on the forums, it really just makes things worse, especially when profanity is involved and certainly threats. So, constructive criticism is a good goal, but I'm also understanding the empathetic frustration of players. It's a lot to think about. I look forward to seeing responses in the comments below. Thanks for watching.